What's up, guys? Welcome to the Warwick Report. So the Raptors lose another close game to the Blazers, unfortunately. So right before we get into it, guys, if you could please give this video a thumbs up. I'm just starting my channel out, so please hit the subscribe button. Any sort of comments and feedback about the video would be greatly appreciated. With that being said, guys, let's get into it. So Pascal got a lot of criticism from fans online yesterday against the Warriors for not driving. I personally think he didn't have enough time to drive, and even if it was, if you go back and look at it, Draymond was in the paint, and he took a little fadeaway jump shot, which almost went in. So today, same situation. We're down 1 point. Pascal gets the ball. There's more seconds on the clock left. He takes it in the paint. He's posting up. Damian Lillard comes over to help. Kind of doubles him, but then he resets. He moves out, he stops posting up, and then he goes back to posting up again. He posts up, and then he kind of threw like a hook shot in the paint, and unfortunately it rims out again. It was such a close shot. It easily could have gone in. Unfortunately, it's just been the Raptors' luck this year. We're just missing shots. We're losing games, but that shot looks so close. It's debatable if you want to talk about potential foul. I don't think that was a foul, but he drew some contact. I think he was looking for a foul. He put up the shot again, so close. It rims out, and he tries tipping it back in. They try getting the rebound. Unfortunately, the ball gets tipped a few times, and the shot clock runs down to 0, and we lose another game. Such a close game. We almost had this game. But before we get into the gist of the game, let's talk about Pascal Siakam and his play during the game. So Pascal Siakam had a really good first quarter. He had something crazy like 4 or 5 assists in the first quarter alone. Like 10, 12 points, 4 or 5 rebounds. He was playing really well. The offense was just kind of working around him in the first quarter. He was posting up. He had a pretty good defender in Robert Covington guarding him. So he was going to work. He's taller than him, so he definitely took a little bit advantage of that. He went to the paint. He was posting up. He did his spin moves. He had a great game overall. He was rebounding well. Obviously, I felt like we moved away from him, though. Even though he got 22 points, it seemed like we weren't really looking for him, or different players were looking more for their shots, and we kind of went away from letting Pascal do his thing in the post. But again, he had a solid game overall, 13 rebounds, and he was looking for players. He had 10 assists, and he's been improving his passing. He's been a good passer this year. Again, I think it's his first triple-double, and we lost, unfortunately, but he almost had that shot, and I know people are going to hate on him, but man, that like, what do you want him to do? Yesterday was, he should have took it to the paint. He did. Fortunately, he threw up a shot that almost went in, and it didn't, but you know what? I know people are going to it's going to be a lot of criticism towards Pascal, as it has been since the start. I mean, I understand the first few games he was playing horrible, but lately he's been playing amazing, and I mean, it happens. It's growing pains. It sucks, but each player goes through it. He's still growing. I think he had a great performance. Obviously, we wish that shot went down, but it didn't. But besides Pascal, let's have a look at a few other players. So this guy was, again, a beast, Chris Boucher. It was his birthday, unfortunately, and he looked really, really sad when the shot clock ran to 0. He had his arms on his knees, and he looked so disappointed. I know I think Raptors really want to win too. We had a good game overall, but let's talk more about Chris Boucher first. 20 points, 8 rebounds. He was shooting a lot of threes, but he made it. He was playing like last year. He was just, without hesitation, he was just throwing up those threes, and he made a lot of them. And he got us some important ones when our offense kind of got stagnant there in the fourth quarter. We were up big. Melo was lighting us up. He was hitting threes. He was posting up. He was doing everything, and he even blocked Pascal Siakam on a drive. But Chris Boucher gets the ball in that corner, and he hits them. He throws up those funny-looking threes, but he was hitting a lot today. He had a great game overall. I think he had something like 3 blocks. Unfortunately, we lost on his birthday, but it would have been nice to give him that birthday present, obviously. But just the way the season has gone, it's been horrible. But let's talk a little bit about Kyle Lowry. So I'm surprised he shot that bad from the field, because his game, he looked like he played really well today. He did still manage Kyle Lowry. He did manage 18 points, 9 rebounds. But you know what? Instead, I mean, it is what it is, though. Like, you can't go off every night, especially Kyle. He's getting older, up there in age, and I hate to say this, but I just don't think him and Fred VanVleet work well together. That backcourt is just, I mean, a little bit too short, but you can see Fred kind of, as good as he was yesterday, Fred was kind of getting a little bit torched by CJ McCollum because CJ is a bit taller, so size does make a difference, but we'll talk more about that later. But you know what? I know Pascal's going to get a lot of the hate, and I'm not saying we should hate on Kyle Lowry, but only if he made a few more shots, we could have won the game. But, I mean, he had a good stat line. He played well, I thought. He played well. He played great. I mean, there's only so much Kyle can do, but I thought he played great. But let's talk about Fred VanVleet. 10.6 assists. He didn't shoot well, though, and I don't blame him. I mean, he was chasing Curry like the road runner yesterday. So, I mean, anyone would be exhausted. He played well on Damian Lillard, though. He was guarding CJ at times, but I thought he and Kyle Lowry did a good job on Dame. Unfortunately, Dame still scored 20-somewhat points, but that's a Dame for you. But I thought he did well defensively. Unfortunately, his shot wasn't falling. I don't even think he took a shot until the second quarter. So, I mean, it is what it is. You're going to have games like this, and he was clearly exhausted. He didn't really look in the game. It looked like he was into the game in the second quarter. He made a few shots, but it was weird because I thought the whole team was playing really well. It honestly looked like the Raptors were playing like the old Raptors. We had the whole game, but it's just become a trend this whole season where we're up 10 points and we somehow just managed to blow it. I honestly thought we had a great game overall. No bad games. I know Sacramento was a win, but that first quarter was horrible. This whole game from the start to the finish, we had a good 3.5 quarters. There's about a 4 or 5 minute stint in the fourth quarter where we just could not produce any offense. But that's unfortunately the Raptors where struggle a bit on offense sometimes, but it is what it is, you know. I mean, I honestly thought we played one of the best games, easily the best game of the season. We looked like the Raptors of the old, and at one point we were up like more than I think 15 against the Blazers, so I was like, oh, this is easy. And then unfortunately Melo comes back, Dame hits some shots, and we were just having a hard time generating any sort of offense. But OG played well. I thought OG was good, doing a good defensive job, and he was hitting a lot of threes. As you see, he hit 4 threes. First quarter he was struggling. I don't think he hit any 3-pointers, and then in the second or third quarter he finally starts, like, without hesitation. Someone passes him the ball. We talk about this a lot. OG has a habit of sometimes hesitating and then taking the 3-pointer. He got the ball like 2 times, and without a second thought, he just jumped up and took that 3 and made it. So it was nice to see OG hitting those threes. He's been struggling a lot, but he had a good game overall. But let's talk about Stanley Johnson. Stanley Johnson was amazing. I thought he did a great job overall. He even got you 7 points. I mean, no disrespect to Stanley, but you usually, you're lucky if you get a bucket or two from him. He hit a 3-pointer, which was surprising, but also very nice to see because he's been playing really well for us defensively. He gives us size. He's a gritty player. He gets in there. So he played well, though. I think Nurse may have found his 7th or 8th man off the bench behind Powell and Davis potentially. I thought Terence Davis played well, though. He had a couple 3-pointers he made. One from that really nice pass from Stanley Johnson. Stanley was driving, and then he threw that overhead pass across the court to Terence Davis, who was in the corner, and he hit that 3. He had a similar 3-pointer. Someone else passed it to him. He was in the same position. He made it. I think he definitely needs to get a bit more minutes. He can definitely give us some points, and unfortunately, that's just been an issue for us. We have those stagnant periods where we can't score points, and Blazers capitalize on that. So that is an issue we need to work on, though. But our players look stronger. Our rotation looks stronger, though. And I feel like Nurse has kind of figured out who he wants to play, which is good. But unfortunately, we did lose. But let's see what Nurse does. Unfortunately, we need to turn it around quickly because we're going to end up in the lottery or, 10th, 11th place with the way we're playing. So that's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.